Hi, Freckles, and this Freckles, and discoloration. Hi guys, hi. Okay, let's see who is going to come up. Let's see. Yay. Okay. Oh, maybe 1 o'clock Thursday. People are working. But it's something that I want to talk about. And that is freckles and discoloration. So I'm just waiting because I'm on Instagram at the same time as I'm on YouTube. And I'm just waiting for some people to log on. So I can talk about the subject and I can clarify some things about freckles and about discoloration. It just is telling me, hang on. Hi, YouTube. Hi. I am foreign joined. Hi. This is Eva from Bay Harbor, Metzpa, Miami, and Atlanta. Guys, just by the scenery, you can see that I am not in Florida because there are no trees like this in South Florida. I am in Georgia, in my clinic in Newnan, which is a suburb of Atlanta. And to those of you who don't know, I specialize in dark and black skin for over 43 years before I came to America. And I have clinics in Miami Beach and in Georgia. So I am in Newnan, suburb of Atlanta, next to Peachtree City, Fairburn, Griffin, Tyrone, all this neighborhood. So let's talk about freckles and let's talk about discoloration. So many women and so many black women and dark women call me and say, Eva, do you have something to get rid of my freckles? Because I have a treatment that I developed for dark skin to get rid of discoloration. And people don't understand that a freckle is not a discoloration. And freckles is not something, if anybody tells you that they can get rid of your freckles, they're not telling you the truth. Because here's what happens. If you would look through a blue light, if you would look through a specific light at your freckles and at your skin, you would see that the freckles are actually all under the top layer of your skin. It's all freckles for people who have freckles. If I would tell you that I can get rid of your freckles, it would be a lie. What I would do is I would superficially remove the top layers of the skin, which would superficially remove the freckle. But the moment that you would be exposed to the sun, all the freckles would come out. And that's reality. I have freckles. You can look at my chest. I have freckles. If I go to the sun, I become one big freckle. That's just what it is. You cannot get rid of freckles. You cannot get rid of freckles. Definitely not permanently. It's something very superficial, and unfortunately, there are a lot of scrupulous companies, scrupulous people, scrupulous manufacturers that will sell you products and cream just for the sake of making a buck, making a dollar, and they will say, oh, we remove freckles, this product will remove freckles, but it is a lie. Because if you analyze what a freckle is, you will find out that you can never get rid of a freckle. The same way, I cannot get rid of pores in your skin. I cannot get rid of your pores. I cannot get rid of your freckles. Many people come to me and say, Eva, I was reading that you can shrink my pores, that there is a way to shrink pores. And I said, it's the same thing. There is no such a thing. Enlarged pores can be visually made smaller by taking and doing extractions and removing the top layers of the skin. But somebody has to understand, everybody has to understand the elementary thing about enlarged pores too. Everybody, before they are born, have a certain amount of pores all over your skin. And there are thousands of them. areas that we have more, areas that we have less, but we have all pores. If you have all nourishes by Anissa High, if you have enlarged pores, there are 2 or 3 things that play a role in this. Thank you for the thumbs up. There are 2 or 3 things that play a role in it. One, that either your skin is oily, and it's congested, and anything that you put here and you fill it up and it fills up, it will expand. It will become bigger. If I take it out and empty it, it will shrink a little bit. It will, because it's skin, so it's pliable, it will shrink. But can I make your pores invisible? No. Can I eliminate your pores? No. Same way I cannot eliminate your freckles. There are certain things in the human body that won't be able to be taken away because we are born with it. So I was born with freckles. There are a lot of black women that are born with freckles that are under their skin. You know how you can see this? So for instance, I have a special blue light. I have a special blue light that you can look into, and you can see through the blue-black light, you actually can see everything that is under your skin. It gives you a transparency. So you can see everything that you have. When I look into that light, I don't see my face. My face is 10 million freckles. It's more freckles than white skin, but it's under my skin. How do you eliminate freckles? You cannot eliminate freckles because freckles are directly related to the ultraviolet light. So if you're exposed to ultraviolet light, they will come up. But you can reduce the visibility of freckles by doing 2 things. I personally, I use a sunblock in my makeup. So I make my own foundation. I make for my clients, my patients in Miami and in Georgia. I only actually have 2 or 3 shades of foundation. I have for black skin 2 shades and for white skin 2 shades because I'm not in the makeup business. But I make makeup from pure zinc. And the zinc itself, so I have mineral makeup on right now. So you cannot see freckles, but if I come closer, can you see my chest? I'm just trying. And you can see my chest is full of freckles. I don't have any mineral makeup on my chest. But you can see that I am full of freckles. But the mineral makeup, which is zinc, so you can buy zinc at the drugstore and apply zinc as a sunblock on your skin. So what will happen is it will deflect. Zinc is by nature not a sunblock, it's a mineral. But zinc deflects the ultraviolet rays away from your skin. It deflects it so that when you are exposed to the ultraviolet light, it like pushes it away. It's like, shh, go away. And that's basically what zinc does. And by that action, the zinc protects your skin. But, I promise you this, if you will be in heat, okay, I wear a hat, Elio 96, I wear big hats. Some of you know I love hats. So I wear big hats, and my hats are all impregnated with, they're actually a kind of a material. It's not paper, but it's like paper, and there is sunblock in there. So my hats are protecting me. But I'm just thinking, if I sit in the sun, even if I sit, like I have an umbrella above me here, if I sit under the umbrella, but I sit for a long time in the sun, between 1 and 4, even under an umbrella, even I have zinc, I will be full of freckles. Because between the heat and also the light that reflects from the ground back up, I will get freckles, so will you. But listen, I personally think, that's my personal opinion, but that's an opinion of every individual being has an opinion. I think that freckles on black skin are actually very pretty, and you look actually very, very cute. Black skin with freckles, because not too often do you see black women with freckles, but when they have freckles, they look very, very cute. It reminds me, from my childhood, there used to be, I believe it was a Swedish program for children, it was like 100 years ago. She was a white girl, but she was full of freckles, a long stocking or something. She had like blonde hair, and she had like pixie tails. They put like wires in her tails. And she had lots of freckles. And to me, freckles are very, very cute on children. And to me, black women that have freckles, it gives you a personality. It makes you different. I think it's very, very cute. But again, that's just a personal thing to me, and you might feel very different about it. But just please don't worry about freckles, because they just put a mineral makeup on. You can cover them up, protect yourself. When you use mineral makeup, and you can buy mineral makeup in the drugstore today. I'm just trying to see who. There are some companies, if you turn the label around and you have to see the first ingredient, zinc oxide, or zinc dioxide in the components, then you know that's a mineral makeup, and it's healthy for you, and it protects you from the ultraviolet rays, and you have them in shades for black skin too, so you cover your skin. So two things you accomplish. It's sort of, mineral makeup is actually very, very light. And it gives you an even toned skin, and it covers the freckles, and it protects you from the sun. So I think you can deal with it. You can't get rid of it. So do not buy my lightening treatments for freckles, because I will not become a multimillionaire because 50 of you will buy the lightening kit, because my name is very important to me, my reputation is very important, and I rather not make money, but I sleep well at night, and I rather have you know that I am not screwing you up for the dollar, and that I'm telling you the facts, and that's why I'm telling you, don't buy my lightening kit if you have freckles. Now, if you have discoloration, it's a completely different matter. Then I definitely will tell you, go and buy my lightening treatment. I have 2 lightening treatments. One for the face up to here, and one for the body, underarms, bikini, legs, belly, breast, tush, back, whatever, knuckles, knees, toes. You can use it anywhere. Who can benefit? So before I forget, okay, where can you buy it? It's evataubskincare.com, EVATAUB skincare.com. If you don't get my accent, and if you don't get it, write down my telephone number and text me, and I will text you back the link. The telephone number is 305-864-3333. 305-864-3333. Okay. So now let's talk about lightening of discoloration. What would consist discoloration? And because I specialize in laser hair removal, and I specialize in laser hair removal for black skin, and I specialize in discoloration for black skin, let's address the issue of black women and dark women. A majority of women that I see, so in Miami Beach and so in Georgia, in my Nuna location, Atlanta, come with discoloration here. Sometimes here too, but mostly here. Why? Because black women have unwanted hair. And we'll go a little bit later deeper into this. The hair is something that no black woman, or no woman, or no woman wants hair. Doesn't matter what color you are. So what black women do, 2 things that work against black skin. First of all, the hair. So black hair on women, when you pluck it or when you wax it, it's coarse. And the hair curls up, because black hair by generally is curly. It curls up and it goes under the skin. And when the black hair goes under the skin, and it's curled up, it carries with it also sebum, oil, which is normal because every human hair passes by an oil gland for every human being, and there is oil. And normally when the hair comes out, the oxygen then dissipates the oil and everything is okay. But if the hair curls up and goes under the skin, the oil then is trapped under the skin, and then inflammation happens, then bacteria grows, and then you get discoloration, and you get a bump, and you get an infection, and you get pus, and you get painful abscesses. And that happens from ingrown hairs in black skin. And that leaves a mark. The other thing that black women do, and that white women do that too, but we are talking about black women, this is why I'm saying black woman. When we have a hair, it's a tendency of every woman. You know that we do this subconsciously. Like if we know that we have hair, you subconsciously will have a conversation with somebody and you will do this. Subconsciously, we all do this. Now you feel a hair. For a black woman, when you feel a hair, what do? You go, you pick up a tweezer. And now you try to get the hair, but the hair is not long enough. You feel it with your finger because you're actually even pressing against the skin just to feel it. And it just about came out from the pore. But it's not long enough to hold with a tweezer. So what do? You take the tweezer and you try to get it in every possible way, and you dig into the skin, and you break the skin, and you hurt the skin. And what happens then? Now you're getting even worse discoloration, worse inflammation, and you have a scab on top of that because you tore the skin, because you try to get that hair out. So that is a big problem. The solution for this is a laser hair removal, and the only solution that black women and dark women and white women have, but again, we are talking about dark women. The only solution that you have is laser hair removal. You do laser hair removal, and simultaneously at home, twice a week, you use my lightning treatments if you already have discoloration. So you will use lightning treatments from me on discoloration. You will not use lightning treatments from me on freckles because it won't work. But if you are going to use it on discoloration that you have on your skin, you will achieve results. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not bleaching, it's lightening. Lightening. Lightening is very different than bleaching. Lightening is something that works very slowly and very gradually, which means that you can expect results within a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. After you start doing the treatments, you can start seeing real lightening of the discoloration. Lightening is something that works on a very slow and gradual process. Bleaching is very dangerous. Bleaching will work very fast, but bleaching will actually create more discoloration when you stop bleaching than if you didn't do anything. Why? Because when you use bleaching, and bleaching has ammonium in it, bleaching has mercury in it, bleaching has steroids in it. Bleaching is very bad for you. And bleaching also causes cancer in the long run because it goes into your bloodstream. Because just remember one thing, your skin is porous, right? These pores absorb whatever you put on your skin. This is why when you use a hyaluronic acid on your skin as a base and then a moisturizer on your skin, it will all absorb it and drink it up. Because skin is porous. If you put a patch, a hormone patch, you put on your skin. If you put a medication, a heart medication, a patch on your skin, it goes in your bloodstream. So all these chemicals that you put on for bleaching goes in your bloodstream. How does your blood get clean? Through your liver, through your organs. What do you think happens when all this is clean to your liver, to your lymph nodes, to your pancreas, because all these organs get that blood, and that blood that carries all these chemicals and carcinogens in it. People will eventually get cancer, whether it's liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer. There will be cancers because these chemicals are very dangerous. They are not supposed to be in your body. They're supposed to be on your driveway. Ammonium is supposed to clean the oil from your car that spilled on your driveway. You are not the driveway. Your skin is not the driveway. So, and then the other side effect of bleaching is that when you apply bleaching, it does something like this. It holds back underneath in your bloodstream, everything that works. There is something called tyrosinates. And that is responsible for bringing the natural melanin to the surface of the skin. That's its job. But when you put all these chemicals of bleaching, they block it. But guess what happens? Here, underneath, it's accumulating because it's not able to go out, so it accumulates. Once you stop bleaching, all this accumulation that's here explodes. And when it explodes, guess what happens? It becomes darker because all this melanin that was held artificially at the bottom of the skin explodes, and now it comes out, and the skin will get darker than you started with. Add to that when you bleached your skin as a black person, you also made your skin very susceptible to the ultraviolet rays. I also want to say something, and maybe I will get a lot of people who will hate me for what I'm saying. But I'm going to say it because that's the truth, and this is what I believe in. I think that God created us the way we are supposed to be. And I think that there is beauty in everything. And I think that when you have well-maintained black skin, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Black skin is beautiful. You look, some people have skin like a peach. Magnificent. It's beautiful. When you use chemicals, and it is very common because for whatever reason people are not happy with what they have. Black people want to be white people want to be black. It's just an insane insanity. People use these bleaching agents, and South Africa, Nigeria, Jamaica, Africa generally. You can go and scrupulous places in in America too. You can go black salons because people are uneducated, people don't care. It's all about the dollar and about making you happy. And you can order a la carte bleaching. And say, well, how many shades lighter do you want to be? You order it. And they will put the chemicals on you to make your skin lighter. Have you ever seen a black person that bleached their skin 3 shades, 4 shades, 5 shades lighter? They look sick. Their skin looks like skin of a rat. They are gray. It's ugly. It's unhealthy. All that beauty of brown and black skin, that glow that the skin had, is gone. Because artificially, you're stripping the skin of its natural pigment, of its natural color. You're using very harsh chemicals. You're doing it very fast, and you look sick. A black person that goes 5 shades whiter is not white. They will never be white. They will never be white. So doing this, you're only hurting yourself. And so, in my opinion, it's a very, very bad thing to do. I think everybody has to appreciate what they have. Everybody has to appreciate the skin they were born in. And everybody has to do the best that they can in the skin that they were born with. Oh, absolutely, the natural glow is so much better. Listen, I wish also that people would know, this is why I speak so openly about the subject. This is why I say so openly, what I think about it. And again, I will say this. Look, I am treating 97% all black people in America for the last 38 years. And I can tell you the glow, Samura High, the glow of black skin. When you come to me for a facial, okay, the facial takes an hour and a half, and I do crystal microdermabrasion, and I do extractions, and I clean your skin, and I customize herbs I put on your skin as mask and what have you, and I do different treatments. And when you get out from under my hands, you're glowing. The skin is glowing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So even oily skin, and a lot of young black women and black men have very oily skin. Not all, but a lot. If you maintain it, if you do on a monthly basis regular facials, proper facials, extractions, proper facials, God gave you a gift. Not did He only give you a gift that He gave you beautiful skin, but He also gave you a gift that He gave you oily skin. And I know that a lot of people say, "Oh my God, Eva, it's so shiny on all the blackheads, what have you." Well, let me just clarify something for you. You know, everything in life is pluses and minuses. The plus of oily skin is that oily skin will not age and will not wrinkle as dry skin or normal skin does. So you can be 70 years of age, you can be 60 years of age, and have barely any wrinkles, maybe only around the eyes because you have really no oil glands there. Because your skin is oily. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because you have to maintain it. You have to do constantly extractions and facials for oily skin. So here, for all of you that cannot come to see me and you have oily skin, I'm a big believer. I introduced to America in Florida the first microdermabrasion machine 30 years ago, came from Italy. The first machine, it was about 2 weeks after the FDA cleared it, and I introduced it in America. And I said then that this will come and it will go generations over with us because it's such an amazing treatment. Why? Because the microdermabrasion is a progressive, not aggressive treatment, and it removes the top layers of the skin and it smoothes the skin out, but it doesn't cause any damage, and it can be done on white skin or black skin or any skin, no problem. I created the same crystals that I use in my microdermabrasion machine. I created a microdermabrasion scrub. So those people who cannot come to see me in Miami and in Georgia, they can buy the microdermabrasion scrub from me. It's actually on my website. It costs $85, and you can buy the microdermabrasion scrub from me. It will last you a year because it's a big jar and you use just very little. But for any woman that has oily skin, uneven skin, or you just want glowing skin, you want to remove the top layer of your skin, you want to remove whatever sits in your pores, you should go and get the microdermabrasion scrub that I have. Where can you get it? evataubskincare.com, EVATAUB skincare.com. This is where you can get the scrub. This you can use it 2-3 times a week. It gives you such a beautiful glowing skin. And if you have oily skin, it's beautiful because it removes the surface of the skin, the top dry layer of the skin. It also removes the sebum, the oil deposits that are in the pores of the skin. So when you use it and you walk out of the shower, because I use mine, I have a jar in the shower, I have a jar everywhere, but I use it mainly in the shower because it's just very convenient. I make myself wet. Jade, Diana, hi. I make myself wet. I take some of just a little bit of the microdermabrasion scrub on wet skin. I put it all over my skin. I turn off the water and I scrub my face. And I scrub maybe half a minute, 3/4 of a minute, the whole area until most of the crystals fall off. Not all, but 70% of them fall off. And then I just open the shower again and I wash my skin. I also use it on my body. So Anybody that is past 45, you know, your hormones are going down and your skin is drier, and once you go to menopause altogether, your skin becomes dry. Uh, I use it on my skin too. I, you know, make wet, take a little bit, and then I abrade my arms. I don't do the chest because the skin, the older you get, the skin on the chest gets very, very thin. And I do my back, and I do my legs. So I scrub it, and then when I step out from the shower, after I scrubbed it, I put my hyaluronic acid. It's the HA plus C serum. Hyaluronic acid, I put that all over my face, all over my body, and then I put a special hydrating serum on my face and on my body. And because I abraded the skin and I allowed everything, whatever was on the surface of the skin, whatever is blocking in the pores out, the hyaluronic acid is, so hyaluronic acid is what every human being has between our joints. You know, in order for you to move any joint in your body, you have between the bones, between the joints, you have hyaluronic acid. It's a gel. So this hyaluronic acid, it makes the possibility of movement in your body. Why? Because the gel is attracting water from the body and it swells up. So it's also expanded between your knuckles, between your joints, between your body bones, and when you make the movement, it just moves easy. Older people, when you look at a woman that is 80, 90, 100 years old, or a man, and many times your grandmother, you hear them, and then the joints crack. You hear it like they do, and they crack. Why? Because there is no more hyaluronic acid. It's gone. It's gone with the wind. And you know, you can eat whatever you want, that will not come back. It's just part of life. But on the surface of the skin, you can replenish, because the skin, no matter how old you are, the skin will absorb what you give it. You just have to make sure that you exfoliate, that you remove the top layers of the skin, then you put the hyaluronic acid, it goes in. And what's the beauty of hyaluronic acid is that hyaluronic acid attracts water. So whether you put a serum on your skin after the hyaluronic acid, a moisturizer, it will take water from whatever is on the surface and whatever is inside your body. Hyaluronic acid can hold 2,000 times its weight in water. So it takes a lot of water and it expands. And that water, so if it's something tiny, it becomes big because it took all the water in, and it expands. And it does this. So when it expands, it holds for 8 hours. It holds, hi Danani, how are you? It holds the water under the skin, and by doing that, it plumps up the skin. So it looks like this because it holds the water under the skin. This is why I would never do anything on my skin without putting first the HA plus C serum, the hyaluronic acid. That's the base. Morning, evening, no matter what, hyaluronic acid goes first, and then comes any serum, oils, creams, moisturizers, whatever I use on my skin, I use that first, after hyaluronic acid. And ladies and gentlemen, you can obviously tell I'm not a child. I wasn't born yesterday. My skin looks the way my skin looks, and my skin looks great. 2 reasons. I really do take very good care of my skin. That's number 1. Number 2, I had oily skin my whole life. So as I said, oily skin is a pain in the ass because you constantly have to maintain it. You constantly have to do extractions. You constantly have to exfoliate. You constantly have to moisturize so that you have clean skin, so you don't walk around with blackheads, which is yucky. And it's not oily and it's not oozing. And when you take your glasses off, it's not like, wow, you know, everything is oily. No, you maintain it in a proper way, and it looks the way it looks. And you know, God gave me a gift. He gave me one skin, and I take very good care of it. and it shows. So I protect my skin, I nourish my skin, and if people do that, their skin will look great too. I think the sun, let me just see if I can move this a little bit farther up. Hold on, guys. Maybe. Maybe. Hi, guys. Okay, it's a little bit better. Hold on. I have my children with me. Okay, hold on. So, say hi. This is one of my children. And I'll show you, there's another child of mine. This is my second child. He's dying. He is 16 years of age. I love him very much. He's a mini Yorkie, and he's dying. He's sick. He's very sick. It's warm, but he has 2 sweaters because he's very cold. And he has a blanket here, and he's sitting next to me. And then downstairs, I have 2 more. I have a chow chow, a big chow chow. And they just went downstairs. I don't know where they are. They went downstairs. And I have a mixture of a shepherd. And all my dogs are rescues. And I love animals. I love my dogs very, very much. And I travel with my dogs. Just for those of you who don't know, I drive to Georgia. Since COVID, I used to fly to Georgia, but since COVID, after COVID, I think I came here was end of April, was the first time, and I drove. And then since then, I started to drive. I said, I wouldn't fly, and then I got so comfortable driving, and because the business in Georgia is very, very busy, I cannot leave my dogs at home with my daughter in Florida, because she can only stay a day or 2, but she cannot stay 10 days with my dogs. So I drive, and I drive with them to Georgia. So I come to Georgia every month, and I stay there for about, stay here for about 10 days, because I do a lot of work. And for those of you who do not know, I specialize in black skin and in dark skin, and I do this for over 40 years before I came to America. And I specialize in laser hair removal, and laser hair removal for black skin is very different than laser hair removal for white skin. First of all, because you require a different laser. There's only one FDA-approved laser, and that's the ND-YAG laser. And I do this for 30 years. So I see people here in Georgia. I see people that come from Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, Virginia, Tallahassee, North Florida, the Panhandle, Gainesville, Jacksonville. People drive to come to see me in Noonan, because I'm 1 hour south of Atlanta. That means closer to Florida. And for those of you who don't know, Florida is a very long state. So it takes 7 hours from Miami to get to the border of Florida, Georgia. Hi, Elijah. Hi, honey. How are you? So it takes only, it takes 7 hours. It's a long ride. And it takes only 3.5 hours. Hi, honey. It takes only 3.5 hours from Georgia border to get to Noonan, where I am. So thank you for the heart, love. A lot of people drive from North Florida because it's shorter. Gainesville to me will be maybe 4.5 hours, something like it. And Gainesville to me, to Miami, will be 5.5, 6 hours. So it's shorter, and it makes it possible for people to come to Georgia, and people are driving. And then also it's cheaper to come to Georgia if you fly. So I have people who are flying from New Jersey, New York, Chicago, New Orleans, Dallas, Houston, Arizona. So I think up to middle of America, people fly to Atlanta and then they come, they rent a car and they come to see me because it is cheaper to come because Georgia is higher up than Florida. So the price is cheaper flying to Atlanta. And the truth of the matter is that the clinic in Georgia because I opened because so many black women and some black men in the deep south didn't have anybody like myself that specializes in black skin for over 40 years. There's very few people, and I generally think that maybe in the last 10, 15 years, more people are starting to look into treating black skin. But a lot of people do not know how to treat black skin, and yes, it requires knowledge and expertise because black skin is that much more sensitive than white skin is. And what you can do to a black skin, you can, yeah, and what you can do on white skin you cannot do on black skin, because reversing the damage on black skin is much harder because of the pigment, because of the melanin. So it's possible, it's, you know. And I said it in the past, like I actually agreed, and I was supposed to be sometimes now coming out with a class, with a course online to teach estheticians and nurses the treatment of black skin, and whether it's for laser, for skincare, for skin lightening. But that is was now postponed because there were some very unforeseen issues that were not my fault. But March 1st, my channel, my original channel on YouTube, which was Eva Taub Skincare, was hacked and destroyed. There were over 73 million people who watched what I had to say. And when they hacked my channel and they erased the channel, they also hacked my emails and my passwords, and all the studies, all the work that I did for 2 years to prepare for the course were all stolen. They were all hacked. I don't think that they can do very much with it, because you have to understand the language even if you steal it, unless you do the presentation, back it up. But they stole everything, which means that now I have to start from scratch. So, they stole my channel, they destroyed the channel, they erased the channel. This channel on YouTube that you are watching me on was a backup channel that we had, and we didn't do very much, so I'm using that. But it was a very serious problem. It still is a serious problem, and this is why I'm not here. But, said that, I never give up, and I just continue, so I just have to start over. Putting the course together for esthetician and skincare specialists and nurses and doctors who want to practice treating black skin, so in skincare and so in laser hair removal. So that will come. Guys, I think I touched on freckles and I touched on discoloration. I explained you the difference. So again, let's just recap. You cannot get rid of freckles. Anybody sells you a cream, anybody tells you and sells you a product, say, yeah, this will get rid of your freckles, is lying to you. Freckles is not something that's on the surface, that's a discoloration. Freckle exists under the epidermis. Freckle is there. It's something you were born with. The same way you cannot get rid and change the pores and the amount of pores you were born with, you cannot get rid of freckles. You can reduce the visibility of freckles. You know that in the winter when there is no sun, you don't see your freckles. There are no freckles. You see that, in the summer when the sun comes out, you see freckles. So why? Because the ultraviolet rays, the sun brings freckles out. So like you see my chest, I have freckles on my chest. I have freckles on my face, but you don't see it because I use mineral makeup and I cover up and I stay out of the sun. I don't care to put a mineral makeup here because I'm indoors and this is it. But if I went now to the beach and I would show you how I look, thank you for Alam, hi. Thank you for the hearts. If I would show you, I would be my chest, my back, my shoulders, everything. It's just you can't see. But everything, I have freckles everywhere. It's just that's my composition of my body. So I have freckles. So again, and I said it at the beginning of this conversation, I think freckles are very cute, and freckles on black women are super cute. Just it gives you such character, it gives you such personality, it makes you so special, it makes you so different. So freckles are beautiful. So I wouldn't try to get rid of the freckles, nor would I don't buy my lightening product, my discoloration treatment to remove freckles, because you will be disappointed, because you will do it and it will be good for a couple of days, and as soon as you will go out and be exposed to the sun, the freckles will come out and you'll say, oh my God. So don't buy my product for freckles. Buy my product if you have discoloration from plucking your hair, from inflammation, from ingrown hairs. Buy my product, my lightening treatment. If you have discoloration under your armpits, buy my products. If you have discoloration, ingrown hairs on your bikini, if you have discoloration on your elbows, knuckles, knees, toes, from mosquito bites on your legs as a black person, yeah, for that you will use my lightening treatment. Because even a mosquito bite on black skin, because it's so sensitive, it will leave a darker spot on your skin. So for that you will use my lightening treatment. But don't use my lightening treatment on your freckles, because it won't work, and I don't want you to be disappointed. And definitely don't spend your money buying a product that promises you, because you can't. And if you don't believe me, then just buy a blue light, which you can buy, I'm quite sure, on Amazon somewhere, blue light. Go to a black dark room and take a mirror and shine the blue light on your skin. If you're a person with freckles, you can do that. You can buy this blue light, and either, you must be in a black dark room, so there can be no light. But you can do it, and take a mirror and shine the light on your skin with the blue light. And you will see what you will see. You will see all the freckles that are under your skin. It's just there. You were born with it. It's part of you. It's part of your beauty. Okay? Guys, I am until the end of this week in Georgia. So, and then I'm going back to Miami, and then I will be back, I think, on the 19th of May. I will be back in Georgia, in Noonan. If you have any questions, or if you happen to be able to come either to Georgia or to Florida, you give me a call at 305-864-3333, 305-864-3333. This is my cell phone. You can also send me a text message, and if you have a concern, send me a picture. I will get it, and I will look at it, and I will answer you if you have a question regarding your skin issues. So I will answer you. If you want to make an appointment, or you want to talk to me, again, 305-864-3333, and my email is medspa, MEDSPA, 33154 @gmail.com. medspa 33154 @gmail.com. I want you guys to have a lovely, lovely day, a lovely, lovely weekend, and protect yourself from the sun. I think we are spring. Now finally it's getting nice, the weather. It's getting warmer. I can tell you that Up to 3 days ago, I had a heat on. It was still very cold. When you come from Florida, it is really cold when it goes down to the 40s. Because I come from the 90s, go to the 40s, it's cold. But now it's pleasant, and I love Georgia at this time of the year, from the spring to the summer, because look, the trees, the birds, the wildlife that is here. I see foxes, deer, rabbits. They say they are bears. I haven't seen any, but squirrels, and there are many different birds here, which we don't have in Florida. We have different birds, but we don't have the same. Thank you for the hearts. We don't have the same birds. There is thousands of hummingbirds here. And so the whole clinic is surrounded by trees because I'm in the woods. I'm in the countryside. And in the morning, it's beautiful. You hear thousands and thousands of birds. As soon as the light comes through the trees, through the limb of the trees, you start seeing. I sleep with open windows, and I hear. It's beautiful. It's nature at its best. So it's lovely. I absolutely enjoy it here. Florida is beautiful, and I love Florida. But I'm very happy I was here this week, because since last week, because South Florida had very, very bad rains, and the airport was closed, and it was flooded, and still there is shortage in gasoline. You cannot get gasoline for a week in the car, so I'm very happy that I'm here. I don't have to deal with it. Guys, stay safe, and until next time, thank you. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Be well. Bye, Eva. Ciao, guys. Let me close YouTube.